I'm not going to lie and say that there haven't been challenges being a woman involved in rugby. There are people that are used to rugby, always having been in men's game, and the women were there but they were in the kitchen. There's times when you go to other clubs and you're there as a coach and they assume that you don't know what you're talking about.
Would you say it's quite common still?
Oh, 100%. So my name's Áine and I have a couple of different roles here within Randallstown Rugby Club. So I sit on our executive committee as our chair of communications. I play a little bit. I coach within our mini section, and then I'm one of the branch reps that sits on the Ulster branch committee as well.
So that's 4 job titles in one?
Yeah. And that's the condensed version of the job titles. So my brother used to play rugby here and I was always down on Saturday, watching him play matches. And then someone said, oh, well, we're looking for a couple of people to help coach the kids. Do you want to help get involved? So I got involved that way and just sort of have got stuck here ever since and have never left. To me, it's different from every other sport because no matter what shape or size you are, or what fitness level you are, there's a position for you on the rugby pitch. So it's that sort of inclusion or belonging thing. I think that's what makes rugby a bit different. And that's what sort of generates that family feeling off the pitch as well. Because there's that space for everyone on the pitch, there's that space for everyone off it as well. And I think that's what sort of just builds that wee bit of buzz about it. Before I was involved with the club, I was that really quiet, shy, reserved person, and it's just brought me out of my shell so much. And I don't recognise the Áine before the club and the Áine now. I'm not going to lie and say that there haven't been challenges being a woman involved in rugby. There's times when you go to other clubs and you're there as a coach and they assume you're not the coach when you turn up, or assume that you don't know what you're talking about. There are people that are used to rugby, always having been in men's game, and the women were there but they were in the kitchen making the sandwiches or serving the food. And they think women's rugby is different, and it's not. We play the same rules, it's still contact, we just haven't been playing it as long. So you are still coming up against that culture, but it is, in the 12 years that I've been involved, it's definitely getting better. And we're seeing more and more women involved, and as women's rugby is growing, it's bringing more women into clubs as well. So here, there's no difference between the men and women in the club. The men, if the ladies team needs something, the men are happy to come down. They're down on a Sunday supporting our matches, we're down on a Saturday supporting them. So here, the gender thing, I don't feel it as much, but definitely notice it when I go to other clubs. So I am a lecturer in economics up at Ulster University, so I've been there 3 years now. I did my undergrad, then I went and did a master's, then I did a year as a research assistant, and then started my PhD. Did my PhD, finished it, and then got my lectureship. Weirdly bringing it back to rugby, I think it's my involvement with the rugby club is sort of what allowed me to go on that path. Before I was involved in coaching and volunteering, I was really shy and really quiet and reserved, and the idea of getting up and talking in front of even 10 people would have made me quite nervous, whereas now I think just with the confidence I've built up here, I can go off and go into big lecture theatres that sit a couple of hundred students and don't blink, go off and talk at conferences about my research, go into government departments and don't blink about it at all. And I think it is all just that experience and confidence that I've built up through everything that I've done within rugby. So even though my job involves zero rugby, it's my rugby experience that has sort of allowed me to do it. It's that family bond or friendship bond. It's family without actually being family. It's that if someone needs something, you're there for them. So if somebody isn't well or something happens in their personal lives, everyone from the club's like, oh, do you need anything? Is there anything we can do to help? And I think because it's so inclusive and because it's that sort of thing of there's something in rugby for everyone, everyone can sort of get the benefits. And then that's when you realise, well, if I can do something and they can do something and they can do something, well, we can all sort of do anything.